What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going through diagnosing and repairing this Razor Dirt Quad 500 or Quad 500. Now, first thing I did was I checked the battery, and the battery is showing 37 volts, which is a pretty healthy 36 volt battery. So the battery is very new. I seriously doubt that the battery is an issue. Now, if I was testing the battery and it was showing 34 volts, then it's possible that the battery, or more likely that the battery might have some issues, but it still could. But these Razors are very simple to diagnose. Basically, the issues that there would be the battery, this throttle right here, sometimes it gets snagged and it gets damaged, or the control module. So they're actually not that difficult to work on. And what I got was I've got an E-kit for this, which includes the control module, throttle, and that's about it. So I tested the battery. It seems to be fine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in this, the new throttle, which is right here, to see if maybe the throttle is damaged. And the way I'm going to be doing that is I'm going to turn this up, and I should be able to get access to the wires underneath. I'm just going to unplug it, and I'm going to plug this in without replacing everything to see how it looks. Now that we have this turned up, I'm going to get the throttle, the new throttle, and we're going to look here. We're going to trace back to the throttle there. So I'm just tracing this thick wire to this one right here. And then we're going to unplug this one. And then we're going to plug in the new one. And we're going to try to turn this back on and then see if we get any lights on the throttle. So I'm going to leave it turned up, and let's see. Okay, we have no lights on this. Let's see. The next thing is going to be the control module. Alright, now that we've determined that the throttle is not the cause of all this issues, we're going to open this up, and there are actually two screws on either side of the stem here, and it's a Phillips screw. We're just going to unthread these screws. This handlebar, the handlebar is loose, so the customer can put it in their car. So the screws are undone. Now it's going to be kind of firm, so you have to kind of really pull up on it. Now don't just rip it up, because there are wires attached to the bottom of this. You've got the charging port, and then you have the plug. And so we're going to, well, actually here's a bit of a problem. We have some melting wire here. Sure enough, let me see if I can get a better picture of it. What we actually have here is we have a charred connection. Now, it's very possible that the switch could be damaged from all this excessive heat, but this wasn't plugged in properly. It was actually on the side of this, so it wasn't getting a good connection. Let's try putting a new switch on this and see if that takes care of it. So I have a new switch here as a precaution. So we're going to unplug each one individually and plug this one in. I'm not optimistic about this. I don't think that this is the issue. Do I see a light? Hey, I see a light. However, no light here. See, what happens is with the bad connection, it could have fried the computer. This computer does not like, it doesn't like interruptions in its power supply. So, let's remove this. Oh wow, it's not even screwed in. It's just kind of pressed in. We will need to turn this up and start unplugging the control module, and then it'll just slide on out. And luckily, I have a brand new control module right here, and I bet you that this is going to take care of the issue. So I'm going to unplug each and every one of these, beginning with the power. Alright, we're going to unplug the switch. Okay, remember which one goes where. Which the black wire goes to the gold colored plug. We're going to remove the control module. Okay, we're going to slide the control module into place. We're going to be careful not to pinch any wires. And we need to keep these wires out to plug it back in. Here's the old control module, and it's plugged into this right here. And I so wish that I didn't put it in quite yet and had this. So we're going to plug that in. Keep these wires out. Put this in. Being careful not to pinch any wires. Alright, so we still need to install the new switch. Actually, the switch, let's try leaving it in there, and if it works, I'll replace the switch in a bit. Let's just check to see if this is working or not. So those are plugged in. Making sure to plug them in properly. Okay, I'm just going to temporarily put this in place. Something feels like it's interfering. There we go. I'm not going to screw that in yet because we're going to replace that switch. We're going to turn it back up. And then we're going to have fun replacing wires. And they made this pretty easy to not mess up. You just have to find the right plugs. So we got the first one there. And we got some here. Okay, this is to the throttle. Just going to be this one right here. There's an extra one of these. We're only going to use one. And then we've got this one. And then we've got the battery. Alright, we will zip tie that up to clean it up in a little bit. Let's see if this works. Alright, now that we've got the new control module in here, let's try turning it on and see what happens. All right, we have a light there. We also have lights here. Let's turn the throttle. It's alive. So we're going to take it for a test ride, but all this was probably caused because the switch was not installed, or it wasn't plugged into the switch properly, which was causing a little bit of a short that ended up frying the computer. So let's get this switch replaced, which I'll do that right now, and we will take it out for a test ride. Let me plug in the hot glue gun and replace that. We're going to unplug this and remember which way it goes. Break off the glue. Try not to stab yourself. Remove the switch, and the way you do that is there's tabs on the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to pinch those tabs in, and then the switch should come out. We've got the new switch. So we do have the new switch. This one has a nice boot on it. So we're going to slide it in. We're going to install the wires. And this one, upon inspection, it is good. It just, like I said, it was shorting because it was on the side. It didn't compromise the plug at all. So we're going to reuse that. Now we just have to wait for the hot glue gun to warm up. Let's see if it's warmed up yet. If it is, we're just going to put some glue, and it is. Looky there. This thing's working like a champ. So some hot glue there, and some hot glue. Some hot glue here. And this helps keep the switch from accidentally coming out. We're going to blow on it. And then we can install it. Install the screws. Install the other screw. Now that we've got this all done, handlebars are tight, all the screws are tight, let's try giving it a quick spin. Just turn it on, and let's go. Works great. Let's get on to the next project.